Alrighty boys, welcome back to another step-by-step video, and in today's video I wanted to talk about RAM. Now, before I get into why RAM is a good operator, I need to show you guys this tech that you can do with RAM, and I'm sure a lot of people already know about this, but I feel like it's really important to make note of because it's pretty much like free kills if you can find the right opportunity for it. But what I'm talking about in a nutshell is going to be tossing one of your RAM devices through barricades. Now the reason why this is important is because the barricades instantly break, and there's very little delay between you tossing the drone and you actually being able to pull out your gun to shoot people. So that's why it's really important to make note of. So right there, I do it right there to kill Doc, who is coming back to sight. And then right here, I'm going to do it again on the kid's window to kill somebody for top white. And then what's going to end up happening here is I'm just going to go ahead and rotate back to big window here. Unfortunately, I am going to go ahead and die to a fender here. I am going to light him up to 1 HP. But I am going to die. But luckily for me, since I got 2 picks and lit up Fenrir, my teammates are going to be able to go ahead and win out this round just in general. And the next major place that I want to talk about using RAM, this specific RAM trick, is going to be over on Chalet. This is going to be for the top floor bomb site. Now, technically, you don't have to do this with RAM. You could technically do this with like Ash, but you could also do this with any operator just by wallbanging through this barricade. However, the way that I like to do it is that I like to run RAM, and then I like to put my drone next to this door, and then I basically just kind of sit here and I just wait for the enemy team to not pay attention to it. To basically, the idea is that we sit on the drone and we're waiting for somebody to get comfortable on half wall, and then we're going to use that same RAM trick to basically bust into the bomb site to kill them for free. So you're going to see right here, there was a Jaeger that was watching me, but he ends up rotating on the half wall and kind of going AFK. And what ends up happening here is it's actually Bandit, not Jaeger. He goes behind the half wall. We're going to go and get a free kill on him, and then we're going to go ahead and kill a Doc as well, who looks for the refrag. And then Jaeger is going to also look for the refrag. We're going to let him up to 1 HP again, and then our teammates are going to go ahead and follow up, and we're going to secure the round right there. Now, the reason why I wanted to start with showing you guys that trick with RAM is because it's a really easy way to just force gunfights. If you're ever in a game where you feel like you're going to win your gunfights as long as you can get them, that's a very easy way to force gunfights on people that aren't expecting it. Now, the main way that you're going to be wanting to use RAM, though, in general, is going to be for vertical. Now, it's important to note that when you're using RAM, you want to be using her on bomb sites that have a lot of vertical to make. So right here, we're going to be using RAM on border. We're making vertical inside of archives here. This is going to open up for back workshop. There is a guy in this position over by lockers here, so I'm looking for this guy first. However, he ends up dropping the hatch, so we're going to go ahead and just peek our vertical. We're going to end up getting a free kill on Frost, who was unsuspecting of me opening up the vertical above her head. And then we're going to go ahead and make some more vertical, this time for the workshop rotate above bathroom here. And we're going to get another free kill, I believe on Warden, if I'm not mistaken. And then right here, all I really need to do now is I just got to wait for my teammates to open up the hatch. The main thing to really worry about in this position is going to be flank. However, in this position, since we're doing so much vertical and there's so much pressure being built up, we're mostly just going to be looking towards getting an execute down. And the main way that you want to usually go about this is by dropping the hatch, holding the rotate hole, and basically holding the bathroom doorway as well. And it's pretty much going to be like very, very easy to win from there. I'm going to go ahead and drop the hatch here. My teammate's going to cover my rotate hole, and then one of my other teammates is actually holding my doorway as well in this position, which is fantastic. And right here we get the bomb down, and then there is going to be one guy that's going to be playing over by workshop here. I'm going to go ahead and get a kill onto him. It's going to be a Doc. There's going to be one more guy over by lobby side here. He's going to be inside of tellers. He's going to rotate in, and then I'm going to actually end up hearing him inside of lobby, so I'm going to look towards lobby, but then he's going to jump back into the window, so I'm going to go back towards the shield on this teller's door and get myself a free kill to secure the round right there. It's important to note that once you drop those drones with RAM down and open up that vertical, you don't necessarily need to be on the vertical anymore. Remember, you are a 3 health operator with the R4C, so that means you could take gunfights and you're probably going to win most of your gunfights as long as you don't get headshotted. And right now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Ram's hitbox is kind of weird, and she just eats more bullets than I feel like is necessary. I don't know if anyone else feels like that. Let me know down in the comments if you guys ever noticed anything like this. I notice it quite often, but it might just be like a ping thing or something. But yeah, anyway, Right here, we're going to be over on Cafe here. We opened up some vertical for the red hallway. Now, the reason why that red hallway is important to do first is because sometimes people like to jump out this window if you open up with a boogie drone right there for the hallway right there. And the reason why this is important to note is because, first of all, you're cutting off red stairs by opening up that window and then putting vert right there, because people are going to be more likely to walk up or not walk up at all. You're going to see here somebody is going to try to walk up. I'm going to shoot at him a little bit, but then he's going to go ahead and just rotate down right away. And if people rotate down red stairs, typically their only option is to either go Harry Potter or closet. This guy decides to go Harry Potter, but since we opened a vert on that, we're able to just swing it aggressively to get ourselves a very easy kill right there. And then right here, we're going to be in a nice 3v3 position. There's nobody, since we just killed somebody by red stairs here, it's very unlikely for there to be any other like roamers in this position. So I'm going to go ahead and use my last boogie drone here to open up vertical above the sinks. Now, honestly, I could have maybe did this on the left side here. But the thing that I want you guys to remember is that all vertical that you make, even if you don't peek it, is going to be phantom pressure. And what phantom pressure is, in a nutshell, is like when there's angles open up on people, so they have to worry about it. So like right here, for example, I made this vertical a long time ago. And since this guy didn't like pay attention to it, I'm able to just swing back into it to get a free kill onto the Valkyrie right there. You know what I mean? But like, for example, a good player is going to avoid that vertical so he doesn't just give up a free kill because like when you open up vertical like that, it's phantom pressure. It means that somebody can peek you on that angle and get a kill on you. Now, that guy didn't respect the vertical, so we're able to get a free kill right here. And then that puts us into a 2v1 position. The last one's mute in this position. We drop, get a plant. Fuse has cover cross, and then we're going to go ahead and swing up after we get the diffuser down to kill the mute to secure the round. By the way, I feel like I should probably clarify this because I've been using this terminology a lot recently, but a cover cross is just whenever somebody is holding a cross angle for you and they're not like ego challenging basically. So like for example right there, my fuse was holding while I was planting, so that way I wouldn't die to the mute walking up. The mute would have to go through my fuse first before he can even get to me in that position, so that's a cover cross by fuse. Now, I said I wanted to start doing this here and there, but long story short, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, guys, is that there's some maps where you don't necessarily need massive amounts of vert, like with RAM, for example. Like, a good example of that would be, like, this map for Outback. Like, at most, you probably only really need, like, 3 bridge charges on this map, and you're vibing for an execute, in my opinion. And even then, you probably only really need, like, this vertical that I'm making right now for the reptile door for green bedroom right here. You're going to see here there's a castle who ends up rotating to reptile. Now, if I were using RAM in this position, yes, I would still be able to open up this vertical. However, the thing is that if I was playing RAM, I wouldn't be able to open up the hatch, which leads into the main push that I want to do for this bomb site, where we're trying to clear green bedroom and trap people inside a bathroom as well as reptiles. So you're going to see here, there's a dock inside of my bathroom, and then there's also going to be people that are going to be positioned inside of reptile as well. The main concern that we have here is to kill this dock that's playing inside a bathroom. So we're going to go ahead and drop the bathroom hatch here to get a free kill onto this dock. My Blackbird is going to go ahead and jump into the window. One of my teammates is going to hold the vertical that I made earlier. I'm going to hold the Scopos shield here. He's going to go ahead and switch, so I get another free kill. And then there's going to be the last guy in this position is going to be on the reptile doorway. Like I said, he can't push in because of the cover cross through vertical, so we swing aggressively to get ourselves a free kill. I also could have planted in this position as well and just let my teammate hold the cover cross, but right there I decided to swing out. And that's kind of part of the thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to other vert operators, is like sometimes like Habana right there would have been better than Ram, or Striker would have been better than Ram, because you don't need that much vertical. Now, don't get me wrong, it usually is better to have more vertical, but there are some instances where you're going to be on some teams where everyone's going to bring like really good like operators, but then nobody's going to have like hard breaches to open up the hatch, and then you just get stuck when you make all the vertical because you're not actually able to make like a push into the bomb site by opening up the hatches, for example. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind when you are playing RAM and when you are deciding what operator you want to play for vertical. I'd highly recommend to always keep it in mind to use those hard breaches on other operators when applicable. Like I said, the Habana pick right now is really good for vertical as well. And the Ram pick is like, the Ram pick is still good, don't get me wrong. It's like you could technically just have one of your other teammates bring hard breaches and you're vibing, but I just feel like it's worth noting that you can put yourself in a position where you don't have to rely on your teammates, and I think that's really important for like solo queue, for example. Like when you're solo queue, it's very unlikely for your teammates to bring anything that you want on the board. You know what I mean? So I do highly recommend to keep that in mind, because you could play operators like Habana, Striker, and still manage to have like a fairly decent push. Now right here we're going to be over on Coastline here. Now the idea with this bomb site is we're mostly going to be setting up for a vert execute, where basically the general idea is that we're trying to make a lot of vertical for this bomb site inside of Coastline, for the kitchen bomb site, excuse me. And the general idea that we're going for here is that we need to make enough vertical that kitchen is basically unplayable and that there's no places for the enemy team to hide, okay? So in general here, once you get one or two RAM devices out upstairs, there's not really that many places for the enemy team to play. I would say the main place that people tend to rotate when you make vertical on this bomb site is going to be lobby and service, and then also over by Sunrise Double. But if you have your teammates pushing there, it's very easy to clear people out of that position. Right there, I actually caught one guy inside of lobby who had his like foot sticking out, so we get a free kill on the vertical before we rotate down. But as you saw right there, my Twitch was rotating into sight to take control of it. Once he's in sight this deep, it's pretty much GG's. Now right here, I don't actually have to play aggressively here, but I am going to play aggressively and get another free kill on one guy that was trying to rotate upstairs to retake that, because they have to retake vertical to be able to win since we had somebody up there.